Hi students, it's Ms. Medina, and in this video we're going to talk about the relative maximum and the relative minimum. And the main thing you have to remember about this characteristic is that it's the y value. Okay, y value. All right, so how do we recognize relative maximum and relative minimum? Well, think of it like a mountaintop. The function's increasing and then decreasing. That's considered a relative maximum. And then if the function is decreasing and then it changes to an increase, that's considered a relative minimum. And you can have more than one on each, right? So for example, if you look at this part of the slide, the left-hand side, you can see that this function has two relative maximum and it only has one relative minimum. Now this is a relative maximum because the function was increasing and then it started decreasing. Same thing here. The function was increasing and then it started decreasing. Relative maximum. This is a relative minimum because the function was decreasing and then it began to increase. Now I say this because if you look at these inflection points right here, right? It was decreasing and then it kind of goes flat a little bit, but the function continues to decrease. So since it doesn't change its direction overall, it's not really considered a maxima or a minima, okay? It's just some sort of inflection point. Same thing here. The function was increasing and then it continued to increase. So there was no change. In this graph here on the right-hand side, I don't know what I said before, but this is the left and this is the right. You can see that there's two maxima and there's three minima. 1, 2, 3. The maximum and the minimum are the y values, right? So if you look at this graph and there's two maxima, the y values are going to be 3.639. And since it's the same value, we only report it once. The relative maximum is y equals 3.639. For the minimum, there's three values. So we report them, but you see how these two right here have the same y value? So we only report that once. So the relative minima is going to be y equals 0 and y equals negative 9.629. Okay, so how do we find the maximum and the minimum using technology? Well, you go to decimals.com/calculator and you learn how to use it. F of x equals negative 1.8 x squared. Now you can do shift 6 and then that'll give you the, okay, but then you have to come down. All right, or I can erase this. And if you look down here, right, you see here at the bottom, it says there's a little up arrow. Click on it and this will give you the x squared that you need. Plus 8x minus 6. Okay, so the graph appears. We want the maximum. The maximum point is going to be this one. And as you can see, it's 2.889, but rounding to the nearest hundredth is 2.89. So you plot it, you get a graph, you read it. The maximum is y equals 2.89. Yep, that's it. That's all, folks.